Thank you for staying with us. Today we will be talking about emotionally unstable partners. Research has it that emotionally unstable individuals tend to complain frequently and have a strong sense of entitlement, creating an air of negative energy around them. And in talking to them, they may come across as intense. During a conversation with an emotionally unstable partner, you may notice their sense of empathy is impaired. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? Please join us, or join the conversation rather, and call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. Or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourView on TVC. Why am I smiling? When you're in this Nigeria, almost everybody is emotionally unstable, seemingly emotionally unstable with regards to the several circumstances that we have witnessed over the years. In fact, you hear some people saying, we should be given some award for surviving so many things. Because it affects you mentally, it affects you psychologically, it affects you emotionally, bottom line. But then when you are now dealing with your partner, bringing it home to your husband, your wife, and you're seeing that your partner is not being what some people will say sensible, or looking at things from your own point of view and not seeing things how you are seeing it, does that really make the person emotionally unstable? Yes, we have given some examples when it is that they are not showing empathy, when they are irrational, when they are being defensive, or when they are having a sense of entitlement. Does that necessarily mean that this person is unstable emotionally? Does it?
Well, I think it's, like you said, living in Nigeria, for example, can actually set your emotions on fire. And once in a while, especially if you are going through a stage in your life, if your maybe career grows or pressure, you're feeling stuck. So, you want to, yeah, I think that is it. When you're feeling stuck, you want to grow. So your emotions can be imbalanced. Once in a while, yes, so that's understandable. But in a situation whereby that is your default mode, every time before anyone says anything, you've snapped, you're always defensive. You feel that somebody is trying to attack your person because you came from a particular background. Then you can tag such a person an emotionally unstable person. They nag, they don't trust you, they suspect.
Don't we all have trust issues?
No, I don't have trust. If the other person has earned my trust.
So before they get there,
there's
been a process. Yes.
Yeah, there's a process.
There are some people that are just unnecessarily defensive. It's okay to be watchful, to say, okay, let me see how this person earns my trust. But it's another thing to be suspecting the person even before they did anything. It can be
It may
frustrating.
be as a result of, certain experiences. We know that our environment influence who we are or what we become, how we react. There are those who have gone through trauma at childhood. Yes. So they will react a certain way if they haven't dealt with that aspect. And you know how we run away from some of these things. Yeah. We do not even know that they impact how we react to things, life issues. So some people would have gone through, perhaps they were raped as a child. Perhaps they were abused by their parents as a child. Perhaps they were in an environment where they saw their parents being abusive towards each other. Yeah. And so these things just, clog their minds, clog their emotions. So it's difficult for them to let go because they do not even know.
Some of it's true. Some of them do
that
not
they are going
realize.
Through these things is actually affecting them. And so they begin to react based on something that is underlying that they haven't really opened up to address. Toby.
Which is why sometimes I kind of say to people that if you are choosing somebody as a partner, or maybe even just on a dating level, try to understand where this person is coming from, right? Know the person's because sometimes these people bring up some behaviors and you're wondering, what did I do? What did I do? You understand? And you're just wondering there. But because you don't know that probably this person has been abused, there are some people, female friends that I know that don't allow guys just shake them. And then you're wondering that, does it just shake? Oh? And you probably would...
There's a religious aspect to that. There are those
yes,
who
no,
don't...
I mean, aside religion, you probably would have noticed, or maybe when they begin to share their stories, you would see that they've been abused in times past, such that the people of the opposite gender are not just, you know, but based for you, you probably think that, is it not just a hug? Is it not just a handshake? So it's important to understand where the people we're relating with, where they're coming from. We need to understand their journeys, basically, so that we can interact before terming them emotionally unstable.
But they're emotionally unstable. You have to first of all agree and accept that there's something wrong with your emotions, because it is when you've actually accepted it that you can make conscious efforts to, you know, regularize the emotions.
I remember when, in my early days of marriage, I'll just be snapping. I'll be upset. He did not do this one, I'll be angry. He did not do this. Until he called me and said, babe, I'm not your enemy. Right? It's important to understand I'm not your enemy. I may do these things, but it's not with a bad intention. Right? So when we begin to have conversations, even now, even if you do some things, I just have it at the back of my mind that this person is not my enemy. I'll create excuses for the person, you see. But no, he would have said to me that maybe this one is always nagging. She's always, you know, she's just emotionally unstable. But it just required us having a conversation where he just said, I'm not your enemy. If we're having, you know, before I knew that, okay,
I'm actually snapping.
Yeah.
I'm actually acting a certain way.
Do you see? So sometimes all that is required may be just a conversation to say, babe, or my partner, XYZ, this boss. It can be replicated in so many scenarios, right? Have the conversation, and sometimes some people that are emotionally unstable have been looking for who to speak with. They'd probably bottled up those emotions that is causing them to react in a certain way. They'd probably bottled them up. So sometimes we may need to begin to engage people and say, probably share our own stories and all that before, you know, these things can be sorted.
But in a situation whereby you've actually tried to talk to the person and they are not accepting that there's something wrong, if you are in such a relationship, I would advise, in my own opinion, I would advise you to take a walk to protect your own vibe, energy, and mental health.
Have you found yourself in this kind of a situation where your partner is emotionally unstable?
Because before I date, I take my time. I take my time more.
Tell me. I want to hear.
No, I take my time. I don't just rush into a relationship because you say
what do you
like
look out
me.
for emotionally?
What I look for an emotionally stable person, someone with emotional intelligence.
Let me even break it down to very good.
Yeah, someone with emotional.
We need to understand what emotional stability is for you.
Yes,
because it might mean different things.
Yes,
for some
different
persons.
people.
Yes.
You're right.
Well, for me, emotional stability is someone who can communicate how they feel easily. Because there are some people that do not know how to communicate. They do not know, like you said the other time, some people have bottled in a lot of things. And then because I'm talking from my perspective as a woman. So there are men that have thought that, or they think being vulnerable is a sign of weakness.
Yes.
So they have to bottle everything up.
That's an African thing.
Yeah, you know, some people have termed toxic masculinity to being
a man.
A man.
You're the man.
Yes, you don't have to bottle everything up.
Yes.
I'm your friend, so I look out for that. If you are somebody that cannot communicate, if I get on the phone with you, I cannot have a discussion with you for 20-25 minutes, and I'm the one leading the conversation. It's a red flag for me because it means that you won't talk to me even when you are troubled. So I can try, you know, to get things out of you. If I try to get things out of you and you open up, okay, yeah, maybe you stand a chance. But if you're always bottled up or you're always snap, or you can't take a joke, You know, me that I'm very playful. Sometimes I might joke, I might do something, and then you snap. Ah, this one is too serious for me. So I tend to check before I agree to be in a relationship with someone. I've been heartbroken once, only once in my entire life.
You should get an award for that.
I've been heartbroken just once, and since that once, the lessons that I learned.
Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Before you get to me,
when are you
I'm not
releasing
bragging,
your
before
book?
somebody will not say, this girl, you've been heartbroken. I'm coming for you. Don't come and break my heart, please. I beg you. PSA, public service announcement. But because I've taken a lot of lessons, I took a lot of lessons out of that relationship, and then I just try to ensure that the person that I'm with is in a state whereby
so obviously you were not blinded by love.
No, my own blind.
Because there are those who do not.
We Google.
There are those who are blinded by
Yeah.
love, their emotions. Oh, I just love this person, and do not see all of these signs that you have mentioned, and so just go head on into the relationship and then begin to realize that their partner is emotionally unstable, and so
they may not notice.
They may
the
not.
red flags are always there. It's just that
Some
women,
see it as normal.
women tend to ignore. You know, maybe men and women.
Yes,
you would
it's both
definitely,
ways.
you would definitely see the red flags. Something will be off. Things will be off.
But some people
But then-
mask it, you know.
How do you mean they mask it?
They mask it. They don't show
They won't
that
show.
because they have come to the understanding that this is who I am, and so we'll keep leading the person on till they now.
Veronica, see, you are so correct.
Be emotionally
Perhaps
unstable
they
and
get
not
married.
show it. Emotions.
It's possible.
You know, it is.
You have not seen pretense. My goodness.
Well, if it's too good to be true, then it means it's not true at all. If the person is perfect or almost perfect, if it's too good to be true, then it's not true. Because if I want to see you get angry, I want to see how
And there are
long...
those who don't want to see it, though. There are those who do not want to see it.
Because their anger are like...
Anyway, let's quickly
Because
go on a
when I
commercial
meet
break.
somebody-
When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We're still talking about unstable partners, how to manage them, perhaps. And you can join the conversation. Tweet at us at TVC Connect using the hashtag Your View on TVC. Or you can join the conversation and call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948 to be a part of the conversation. And before we went on the break, we were talking about how some persons can mask it in such a way that some people do not even want to see their partners argue with them, quarrel, or just show themselves, so to speak. And then there's also the situation where situations in life can happen, and then you begin to see a different aspect to your partner, the way your partner reacts to that situation, whether it is good or it's a bad situation, especially bad situation. You begin to understand who the real person is. I was in a situation last year where I was critically ill. And you know, when you're critically ill, you are in a state emotionally. And I saw a different side to my husband because he was visiting me. I was in the hospital for like a month.
Wow.
And in that hospital, you cannot, whoever it is that is your family member cannot sleep there. So he has to go home and come back every single day. And he was also going to work. Tell me how he was going to manage that emotionally, the impact. So I saw a different part to him, like, this man, you are managing the home front, going to the office, and you still have to be here every single day. The pressure, mentally.
Veronica, you must have you must have experienced a lot of support from him when you guys were dating. Exactly. Because for him to have been able to do that is because he's been a wholesome man from the beginning. You know, there are some red flags that individuals tend to ignore. So
They don't even know what those red flags are in the first place.
That's why you have to be self-aware, because when you're self-aware, you know what you want, so that when you see what you don't want, you just avoid it. If you do not know what you want, then everything goes. Exactly. So when you see these red flags, for example, I've heard of a story where a man was talking about masculinity. A man was so, was so good to his wife when they were dating. He was the best man and all of that. And then they got married, kids got into it, and then it became difficult for the man to even change a diaper because he thinks it's not my responsibility. You are the woman in the house, so you have to do all of that.
When they were dating?
But I am sure that you must have seen all of these, the signs.
They didn't have a baby while they were dating now. How would you know that you cannot change that?
No. It's in the little things. So, for example, I'm just giving this example now. Maybe they were in the house and the lady is probably trying to clean, carry some heavy stuff, and your supposed boyfriend, fiancé, prior to marriage could not say, babe, leave this one. I'll handle this one. This one is heavy.
What if he says, well done, babe? Well done, babe. And
you're
okay with the
well done, babe. It's even a red flag.
Do you know, that's for you. That's for you.
You cannot stand up from where you are.
Some people
that's for you. Because love languages differ. There's act of service. There's somebody that will like words of affirmation.
Very good.
Well done. I be like saying you have done. Juicy. But some people
trampling on them now.
But you, I
don't
see
it
as
yourself as a standard.
Yes, I don't.
Those who are okay.
Why you know what happened to your eyes?
There are those who are okay with, oh, well done. I see.
Yes.
Just pat you on the back. Well done. And will not be part of whatever it is you are
doing. And
you consider that person an emotionally stable person.
Yeah. Well, yes. Depending, I'm not that type of person.
No,
I'm not that type of person.
So if you're okay with well done?
I'm not okay with well done. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that their love language, their primary love language is words of affirmation.
Just a
they would rather choose that over acts of service. Don't help me. Just send me, babe, you are doing well. And they're
okay. Or buy me a gift.
Or buy me a gift.
Because you hear people say, I got push gift from my husband and all of that. Yes, I got push gift from my husband and they are okay with it.
I'm still waiting for my push gift. I want push gift.
They are okay with that. So would we classify that person who cannot change diaper after having a baby as being...
Well, if you see that action is taking a toll on your partner, on your wife, it is your responsibility to help.
Show support. Be emotionally available.
Be empathetic. Like, oh, my wife... And what if she works? Maybe she has gone to the office, then she comes back, she comes to take care of the child, she needs to cook, she needs to still take care of you in the other room. And then you think
some people are okay with that. No. Some people are.
Well, if the person, if the lady or the individual in the marriage is okay with that and it's not ruining their emotions, fine. But
how about in the kitchen?
What?
Let me even go to the kitchen where the woman is perhaps cooking and the man is in the sitting room and the man is just trying to find out, I can smell the food. Well done. There are those who prefer, come and join me in the kitchen. Even if it's to just have a conversation with me, I am fine.
And there's some that prefer that.
Wash the plate while I'm doing
if you're in the kitchen, you are even giving me more work. Don't be here. Go to be hailing me from the parlor, right?
But that is not emotional instability. Emotional instability is if the guy just walks by and not say anything. He just goes to sit down. Yeah. Where's the food? He's not even empathetic. He cannot even ask.
He may have had a bad day. What if he had a bad day?
No, talking about the regular occurrence of it.
That's just a one-off. But if that is how he is, he doesn't, show support in any way, then it's about time. It shifts.
It's okay. Anyway, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Just stay with us.